Okay, recording. Let's see if we can go live then. Yay. Enter description. Okay, where are you? There. Share. Okay. Press go live. Let's see what's happening. Preparing live stream.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I'm nervous. Is it working? Are we on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You're getting that, saying that.
Yes, it's me.
Yay, I see us. Welcome, everyone. I don't know if anyone has seen that we're on yet, but we're live. Yay. Yeah. Wonderful. Okay. Got it. Wonderful. So, yes, welcome to this live stream here on Facebook with me, Lovisa Alvtörn of Ascension with Lovisa, and my beautiful guest this evening, Renée Johnson. Welcome. So happy to have you here. Thank you for joining me. So I've been your guest a couple of times.
You have.
And now you're my guest. Because I asked you to share about your experience as a walk-in. Just one main part of tonight's subject that we're going to talk about. So walk-ins and different awakening and ascension symptoms. That's what we're going to be talking about tonight. So yay. Yes, exciting. And maybe for me to be able to see if there's, okay, good. Can you see? Now I'm hearing myself twice though.
How are you?
That's not good. But okay, now I'm not hearing that anymore.
No.
It's like a repetition of what we were saying. Okay, so again, I think people are going to be coming on a little bit as they notice that we're live. So tonight's topic, again, is walk-ins, awakening, and ascension symptoms. And would you like to introduce yourself a little bit to everyone, Renée?
Yes, of course. Yes, my name is Renée Johnson. I'm an ascension catalyst, is what I call it.
Yeah.
A divine channel, Akashic master, and dancer and sound healer as well. Sound alchemy is something that I work with as well. So lots of different modalities, but all in one big bundle of love.
Yeah. I'm so happy to have reconnected with you. You found me. Because it's really like when we connect, so much is happening.
It's pure alchemy, isn't it? It's pure, just pure love. Like and it comes from way, it's real ancient. We was talking, weren't we, yesterday about how it's real star energy, isn't it? That we remember each other. So it's like before the constellations were even made. So
yes.
It's so ancient that you can't. It's such a beautiful heart connection, isn't it? That I've had this with very few people. The true heart connection, and when that heart connection really does make its connection, then that's the magic really does happen. So we set the intention this evening as well for everyone that everyone receives that we receive the healing that we need, and everyone receives the light codes and healings that they need through our connection this evening, because I think that will bring quite a lot of that through. We will bring that through for everyone, what everyone needs to hear, we'll be talking about. So
so really it is like co-creation, just that, I don't know, it's like we were talking about stardust, right? So it's just when it merges our energies and everyone watching as well, listening. So this video right now, we're live streaming it on Facebook, but I'm going to put it on my YouTube channel, Ascension with Lovisa, as well. And so it's going to be part of the series Ascension 101. So that is like really information for, even if you're just a beginner, just waking up spiritually, where we're explaining things, because we're all going to be experiencing awakening and ascension symptoms, but the walk-in is a very specific experience that not that many have, and that you might be wondering about. I think because we've been hearing different people, suddenly it's like a hot subject. We've been hearing many talking about it, and you've had many questions lately, right?
Yeah, I have, and you can probably feel the energy in my heart now starting to open up as I begin to talk about it, because it is something I was saying to you that I haven't spoken to anyone really about it. It's been I've spoken to sort of a few close friends, but I haven't publicly spoken about it because it is something that was a big ordeal for me to go through. It wasn't a normal. It was not normal by any stretch of the imagination. So I don't know what part you want me to start with, or what would you like? Would you like me to start from the beginning?
Do that.
Yeah. So
I do think that people are going to recognize some of the symptoms, or know what you experience, because you can have it in a regular awakening as well. It's just that it was everything at once and so intense for you, and also you will be sharing that you are aware of like a switch.
Yeah. Well. So before the walk-in happened, I had no idea what a walk-in was first. Okay. So there are some people that will know that there's going to be a switch over.
Yeah.
I had absolutely no idea. I've just come out of a really abusive relationship as well. So I was the old soul, shall we say, had just really had enough. And at that point, the old soul and this vessel, this body, began to experience a really rapid heartbeat, a physical crumbling of the physical body. So sometimes sort of struggling to breathe, sometimes struggling to even logically think on a daily basis, just about normal, just about even, cooking tea, or so there was like a build up to the walk-in, if that makes sense. I'm sort of trying to give you a build up to what actually happened, and I ended up in hospital with a really rapid heartbeat, and basically I'm going to really sort of say how it is. I felt like I was going to die. And when I actually got to the hospital, I mean, there was about 20 people in the waiting room. They just rushed me straight in, laid me down on a bed, took my bloods, did an ECG, and they actually said that they thought that I was really ill. And at this point, obviously, I actually said out loud, if you're going to take me now. And that was what happened.
Yeah.
So after that experience,
and you felt something happen. You didn't know then what it was, but you felt.
Oh yeah, just it was almost like you could imagine like a ghost walking out of your body, and all of a sudden just embodying this massive energy, but not being aware of what it was, because I didn't know what a walk-in was. So the energy that was then, I'm getting really hot talking about this, sorry. It's because it's sort of bringing it all back up to it. I'm probably going to get a big red rash in a minute. So anyway, so obviously then got home from hospital, but couldn't really walk, couldn't really speak, lost the sense of being able to spell words. It was almost like it had just been removed. It was really quite strange. When I would walk or try to walk, the feet would go through the floor. So it felt like my whole body was just moving through the floor. So it was a weird, it's the only way that I can explain it. So this kind of rapid heartbeat and going to the doctors and going to the hospital went on for quite a few months. And I was laid, I was really struggling at this point, really struggling with just not being able to do anything normal. It was just, even to get out of bed was a struggle, because the physical vessel was trying to embody and almost sort of download and bring in this massive colossal energy. And it just So God knows how I got through it, but I did. And it was through really sitting down and saying, right, okay, I need to get through this. And I didn't really have a lot of support. I had maybe one or two people around me that were supporting me, but I didn't really have any support. So I was really sort of bringing up two little girls and going through this huge energetic shift and just not knowing what on earth had hit me, because at the same time, then I became clairvoyant, medium, could see energy, could smell energy, could see the molecules and the atoms moving in the sky. And I was just like, oh my God, like, what is this? What is actually happening to me? So
did it come all at once, or did
all
it
at once?
All at once.
All at once.
Like that night in the hospital bed, or you noticed after a while?
Glimmers of it started to happen before then.
So
I was starting to get almost like a download of energy that was already awakening to almost, it was almost like they were sort of trying to get me ready as it happened, but it didn't happen very with sort of ease and grace and flow. It was sort of like I will say, because I've said it to you before, it's like someone had got like a wet fish and woke me up. Right, there you go. Deal with that. We're gonna dunk you in at the deep end a few times, and we'll see how you get on with that. And you know, sorry to speak about it like that, but I have to, because it's just if I try and see the humour in everything, it makes me feel a little bit better about it, because it was, you know, very, very difficult, and not every walk-in is like that. I think.
No, I was also thinking, because this was in 2011, right?
Yeah.
So it's also that since the frequency is rising like all the time, right? And now it's much higher than in 2011. It's going to be different because of just this reason alone as well, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
We have, right?
The physical body, my physical body went through a lot of changes. So, you know, it would reject certain foods. It wouldn't, and I sort of had to go and see a homeopathic doctor, and I had to, you know, go for healings, and you know, to try and recalibrate the energy and try to calm it down a little bit.
And you weren't spiritual before this?
I've always been, so I was quite psychic as a child, quite psychic, so quite awake, but not anywhere near as much as what, you know, when that switch over happened. It wasn't just a normal awakening, you know, I would call it extreme, actually. So
I'm going to try to see if I can see. I don't wonder where I can see comments to this. Not here. No. I don't really know where to go to do that. Maybe I'm going to do it on my phone. Maybe that's easier. Yeah, because I can't see it on the.
Yeah, I can always check online.
Yeah, do that. Let's do that, because there might be some questions on this.
There might be
already. So. Here we are sitting with our phones.
I know.
Live on Facebook. What are we going to do? Yeah, the technology.
Well, there's lots of
Can you see anything?
Yeah, I can see I'm just going to turn the volume down, because I can hear two of them.
I had my phone on the airplane mode, so I can try and see something then, right? It's like, won't open. Why?
I can hear two of them.
Okay, volume. Yeah. But I don't know. Can we see the comments there?
Yeah, so I can see.
You can see them. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So Dennis is saying, evening, Renée, Lovisa, and everyone.
Good evening.
Mo's here. Good evening, lovely ladies. Lovely to be with you both. Emily's saying, yay.
Yay. It's good that you know the tech stuff, Renée. I managed to get onto Facebook Live through Zoom, though. Yay!
Oh yeah. So Emily's saying, I bet even though you're explaining it, there's no way to even describe how intense and mind blowing it all was. Sounds like you really suffered for months. I suffered for years, actually.
Yeah.
It went on for about 3 or 4 years till I could really, you know, I mean, now I would say now I'm really embodying it and living it and breathing it now, whereas before I was still integrating. I was still trying to get used to this new energy that was because the physical vessel didn't recognize the energy, so it was like, how do we work with this? You know, this is a complete recalibration. We need to kind of like it's emerging, isn't it? So when energy is merging, it's a new word. When energy is merging, we know that can be difficult anyway. So it doesn't matter whether you come into contact with another person. Sometimes you just don't connect. Sometimes you connect. Sometimes there's real resistance, and sometimes there's a beautiful merging that happens. So like our connection is beautiful because I said to you, didn't I, that I felt that star energy in you. So we're sort of very galactic-y, kind of starry, celestial stardust. The energies merge really beautifully. So, and that's the difference, isn't it? I find it very difficult to have sort of a conversation like that doesn't resonate with me, if that makes sense. It's the same thing.
So I feel with several people that I do have a strong connection with, it's still more challenging as well. It's like a mix between challenge and nourish. Like you do both because that challenging is helping you grow as well. But I think it feels very nourishing between us.
Yeah, get some my mind.
And then still we're getting like these huge downloads. So I thought it was like both yesterday and today I've had the Ascension symptoms. I said that to you this afternoon. It's a bit, ironic that I've been not functioning well. My head is spinning because that's one thing that you can have.
Yeah, I can
feel like your head is spinning. Yeah,
I can feel it now.
Yes, it's much better than
what it was. Yeah.
So that's one awakening symptom. Did you have that feeling also with the walk-in?
I had vertigo.
Yeah.
So I completely lost all sense of being able to see straight. So not only was I sort of dealing with this rapid heartbeat, my eyesight was so I was just spinning the whole time. So I had that went on for quite a while. And that was really quite scary because I thought, oh my, what on earth is going on with me now? But I mean, I just think it was just so intense. It was just there was no giving it. They were like, this girl, she can do this. So we're going to give her a really big task.
Because that's one thing we were saying. Because when I started waking up 4 years ago, so it's not that long, in 2017, and it was quite intense, but not at all like you're describing it. But I did do the ECG. I did have like worrying about my heart, but that was a heart opening, and also a lot of heat sensation, like double beats and things like that. Yeah. And of course, if you're worrying, like we both did, we did go to the doctor.
Yeah.
So we're not saying, do that, but if they don't find anything, it might very well just be the awakening or ascension symptoms, right?
Yeah, if anyone's worried about their health, please do go to get checked out by a health professional, because sometimes not everything is an ascension symptom. I will just say that.
Yeah.
And it's very important to be really grounded in our bodies with regards to that. And I always say that to all my clients that I work with as well, that if you're ever worried about your health, it's more than likely there's nothing wrong, but just get yourself checked out. It's always worth it just to be on the safe side, because otherwise what will you do? You'll keep worrying about it and making yourself feel worse. So
I mean, even though I've had this happen before, when it's this intense, like it was both yesterday morning and this morning, it's hard. It's hard to ground. It's hard to kind of think straight at all. And because I mean, now I do have tools. I didn't when I was just starting to wake up, but the different spiritual tools that we have, like, to help us ground and for protection and
see, I was saying to you the other day, wasn't I, that you're so lucky to have had like spiritual mentors. I didn't have any of that. I had to sit and research everything and try and teach myself and learn and but one thing that really, really beautiful that came out of it, and I will just say this, is my jewelry.
Yay.
Because the jewelry, they're all Ascension tools, so they're all channeled pieces.
When did you start with those?
Oh God, that was literally, so I will just say that I was a stylist and visual merchandiser before I did all of this work. So I had to leave that work for various reasons, of having to have restraining orders and things put in place. So I actually didn't feel safe when I was at work, so I had to leave. But then I was like, what should I do? What should I do? And I actually, first of all, began to sell vintage clothing and model vintage clothing and set up my own website and sold all of that. But then I was like, this is just not feeling right. Like there's a way. So then I started reaching out into jewelry and crystals, and then started to merge the two, so style and crystals, which is actually what I do now. So this is way back when, in like the early 2000s. So yeah, so it is just about bringing style and divine feminine energy and ascension and crystals and all together, so that it all merges together as one, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Would you tell us a little bit about that necklace, that when we can see that it's so
this one here? Yeah, so this
amazing.
is the Heaven's Codes necklace, and it's about bringing more heaven to earth, but it's also about the Hieros Gamos, so becoming the goddess. And as within, so without, as above, so below. And then you've got and obviously there's like light codes and bits and pieces in there that will activate the higher heart, which is why it sits just over the higher heart.
And the energy of that is amazing.
It's so beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
And, it creates a grid of light in the energy field which protects, but it's also got the Jesus and Mary codes in it. So yes, that's very, very lovely. And then we've got the Galactic Tablet necklace as well.
Wow.
It's really lovely, which holds the wisdom of the stars.
Oh.
And the books, because obviously I work with the Akash, so the Akashic records are really important for the ascension process, because they allow you to clear, heal and align, and then elevate. So that's, it's all about going in there and clearing everything out, so that we all get to stand. I mean, without the Akashic records, that was one of the things that actually happened, after the walk-in. I'd be stood in Sainsbury's, doing my shopping, and I'd just get feedback about every single person. Past lives, and you name it, I got it. And I just said, what is this that is happening? What is this that I'm tapping into? And they were like, it's the Akashic records. I was like, okay. So, I was already starting to get downloads, from people's books of lives, which you're not really, like, unless you ask for permission to go in there, you're not really supposed to get access. But obviously I was receiving it for their highest good, so that I could heal it and clear it. Or not heal it, but, bring healing in and clear it. So yes, that was another thing that started to happen. So I had to actually ask them just to tone that down, because I just said, I don't want to know everyone's business.
It must have been a way to teach you what it was about also, at the beginning.
Exactly.
How else would you have known?
Well,
learned. And
exactly. And then to go in and clear, because although when you have a walk-in, like, a lot of my memories went, but I can still remember, like, trauma and things that I went through, as a baby and growing up. So I lost my dad, so that never has left my heart, obviously. So I've had to do a lot of work around the loss of my dad, and just sorry, I feel a bit emotional. So. Sorry.
Bless you. Yeah. But you said he's been like a guide to you?
Yeah.
Guide?
He has. Yeah, he has. Yeah, and he's always around. So it is really, that is really, really lovely. I think he's here now, actually.
Yes, I'm sure.
So and he has really been a rock for me. So even though he's not here in the physical, he will guide me every single day. So I woke up to Stevie Wonder this morning. I just called to say I love you, and I said, who's that from then? And they were like, that's your dad.
Oh,
so it was really nice.
Beautiful.
always getting little messages. You know, he's really, really almost like wrapping me up in cotton wool and like just keeping me safe for the moment. So it's really nice.
I'm feeling my daughters now, because I lost my firstborn twin daughters. So now when we're talking about it, like they're just right here.
They are.
Yeah. It's beautiful. The Andromedan energy.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And my dad is Lyran, so he and actually if you look at him, he looks like a lion.
I love the Lyran energy.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
So yeah,
so much Christ light in there.
Oh yeah, so beautiful, isn't it? So yeah, so yeah, he has supported me a lot on my journey of awakening and through everything. So grateful. I'm so grateful in my heart on every level of my being to him for what he has done for me.
So it's interesting. So you had like your let's say like your old soul, the first soul that was in your body, also had this connection to him, but also the new one, right?
Yeah.
So like both of these souls must have had a connection with him.
Absolutely. And also don't forget that the cells in the body still hold memory. So whatever needed to leave would have left, and whatever needed to stay would have stayed.
Yeah.
They're so intricately it's so intricately beautifully woven how they do it. It's just because you think, right, they've actually thought about this. They've been right, okay, we need to do this and we need to do that. And so they're sort of almost like pressing buttons of what needs to be done, you know, like the alignment and the energetic alignment that needs to happen, or what needs to leave and what needs to stay. It's planned.
Because we were also talking about that, like fragments of souls, that you have had fragments still of the old soul, and that you can't just say like, here's one soul, like it's this piece, like this is the whole soul, because like I mean, our souls are so huge that not the whole soul is going to be in this physical body, of course, now. So the human mind, it's hard to understand it, but we're talking about that there are merges. So for me, for example, I know I carry Archangel Metatron's energy, so part of his energy always with me.
I can see
it doesn't mean that I am Archangel Metatron, but but I do, like, part of his energy is always merged with my energy, so that it's really, a little bit more complicated than just
but it's so beautiful, because when I look at your energy, like when I really sort of close my eye, I don't really even have to close my eyes because it's so present. I can just see Metatron's cube.
I know that he's like shining through me. So that's so beautiful. I mean, and he does that with, like, for those of you listening, you may feel like you have an archangel or an angel, someone you have a strong connection to, and know that they're like you're co-creating, you're like they'll be you'll be expressing their light, right?
Exactly. So I will just talk about that last fragment that left alive. So I won't go into too much detail, but I've just come out of a relationship, and everything sort of went through legally and everything was documented, and it was, I can't remember if it was 2 days before or 2 days after now, so sorry, do forgive me, but I can't remember if it was before or after. But anyway, I was laying down on the sofa, and all of a sudden I saw this massive hand just come down and take this fragment, really, this leftover, this other piece of my heart that wasn't serving me anymore, and literally just take it up to light. And then I was gifted with a trident, a gold trident, and the biggest crystal crown on my head. So it's like, as we let go of those old parts of ourselves, so every time that we clear and we release, even more beauty, even more love, even more magic can come in. Those parts that are going to serve us. So
because that is so much of the ascension process. I mean, we are, because we're all, like, all of Earth is ascending. So our daughter is coming in, I'm sure. But let me keep talking about that the whole Earth is ascending. So from the third dimension through the fourth into the fifth, and we're doing it with the planet. So all the animals as well, and all nature. Are you back now, Renée?
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. So and that in that process, as we to be able to take in these higher frequencies, take in more light, we need to let go of like our trauma. It's karmic bonds. It's to heal those things that are unhealed within us, our shadow, and integrate our shadow within us actually into love also.
Yeah, definitely.
And that is intense and tough process, but that's what we need to release it, to be able to have room for more light, right?
Definitely. Yeah.
And to, like you were saying, like to embody more and more of our higher self, more and more of our soul, because that's what we want to do, embody, because that's something that's very special for the ascension process here on Earth now, that we are going to ascend into the 5th dimension while staying in the physical.
Absolutely.
And that's not a common thing in the universe or the multiverse, you know. This is like, this ascension process has happened in many places, but usually you don't stay in the physical. So you're going to be like the walking masters of Earth.
Yeah, and that's it. And we were talking, weren't we, yesterday, I think, about how we're bringing in the gods and goddesses. We're bringing more of that energy in. There's no denying it. Everyone on the ascension pathway at the moment is really embodying those higher aspects, aren't they?
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to talk a little bit. I'm doing it as if I'm interviewing you. I'm going to be.
You're not. It's fine. It's a conversation. No, go ahead.
Yeah. So we were just sort of saying, weren't we, that because we have a lot of people that ask us, so who are you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you want to start first, because
No, but one thing that I heard about others. So my main, like my mentor that you were talking about here in the physical, in a physical body now here on Earth, that's Tim Wilde, who was helping me a lot during my awakening process. So I was lucky to connect with him.
Yeah.
So it was all orchestrated that way. So he, you know, I was learning from him. He was saying he's the current aspect of Thoth, the Atlantean, or, you know, as also the Egyptian god. That's how we know him also.
Yeah.
So the current physical aspect. Yeah. And so I was thinking, like, who was I? Everyone wants to know, who was I, right? when you wake up, who was I? So one day I just asked the question, like, out loud. Okay, so what's the name of my higher self? And then I immediately got an answer, Electra. So, like, who's Electra? That's a Greek goddess, you know, but for me, that's really Atlantean high priestess energy. Definitely. So it's really like a master aspect of my soul.
Yeah, I will just say, as you said that, I got a big ball of white light on my computer. So it's like, well done, Lovisa.
Electric, yes. Yeah. So that's not the only name like that I've got. So that's not, for me, it's not my soul name. It's one of the master aspects of my soul. Yeah. So I also have other names that I know. Then I have connections that I know. I have a very strong connection to Ra, for example, and I do. As soon as I mention his name, I feel it like boom. It's so strong. It's so strong, and he's right here. Because so sometimes it's hard to know, like, was I Ra, for example, or is it just that we have a very strong connection?
You're bringing in an aspect of him, aren't you?
Yeah.
I already know that just from sort of tuning into the energy. And I remember when I first connected with you, and I was like, oh my God, this lady's energy is massive. And I sort of just, you know, I didn't ask any questions. I just sort of allowed my energy to adjust and merge, because it is, well, not merge, but just connect with you and just feel into it, because it's so beautiful, isn't it, when you start to. But yeah, I remember it. I remember feeling your energy and thinking,
and now he's so strongly here.
Yeah, I know. I can feel him.
Yeah. But so it can be confusing, like you asking yourself, but was I that? Was I, you know, was I that person? Am I going to get memories from his lifetime, for example? Because it could be. It doesn't have to be that it's just. if you're a woman now, it doesn't have to be that all of your master aspects are women, or the other way around.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I bring in Poseidon. So it's like, you know,
yes.
And I was told by a lady actually about, well, God, it must be a few years ago now, 7 years ago now, maybe a little bit less than that. And she said, you're one of the white wise women, one of the goddesses of life. And when you're ready, when you're ready, you'll start to bring in Neptune. And I was like, oh my God. But then just recently, I've started to really connect with Aphrodite.
That, you know, when you say Neptune, though, that's very close to my heart too. So my heart really heats up. That says kind of like a physical, how it tells me physically. Like you can feel these physical symptoms. So I've learned that when my heart heats up, it's something really strong. Connection and confirming a connection. Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah. And then I've been bringing in, so I think it was not last week, but the week before, I was seeing sort of feathers, Mayat's feather, goddess Mart or Mayat, however you want to say it, feather, and also Seshat's star. Well, Seshat was the goddess of the books of life. So I think I'm bringing in aspects of them as well. So it is, we're just so multi-dimensional that we will, and also I wanted to talk actually about when you have a walk in, it is usually that the soul that walks in has a much larger prana tube. And so the bigger the prana tube, the more light can come in. So the more higher aspects, the more higher light we can then embody.
So what is the prana tube for someone who doesn't know?
So the prana tube is like, I always sort of say from so as above, so below. So that tube that comes down, the soul tube. Does that make sense? That's what I call it.
But is it like from all the way from the heavens? Like
all the way from the heavens and down around you. So the bigger that tube is, the more light you can hold in your energy.
And does it go down into the earth as well then?
Yeah. Because if it's not anchored in the earth, you can't bring it in. So it's so if you're channeling the gods and goddesses, the prana tube will be that, because it's an ancient soul. The prana tube will have to be very, very large to be able to bring that energy in. You can usually tell how old a soul is by how large the crown chakra is.
Wow.
So if the crown is really wide open,
can you see it?
I can feel it.
You feel it?
I can feel it, yeah. So if the crown is really open, so I think mine is,
wow.
I can't even get my hands around my crown, and I was, yours is really big as well. Yours is really big. So so you just know that if the crown is really open, then you can bring in more of those higher aspects and more wisdom and knowledge, more guidance. And
that's something that develops, right? With time, or is it something we're born with, or does it change with the ascension process? Or?
So what I've found is that after I had the walk in, the crown was just huge. That was it. The crown can shut down, but the reason, and I just got a flash on the screen then, so I know that's right what I've just given. The crown can be closed, but it gets closed through fear. So when the heart shuts, when sometimes we go into like fear mode, which we all do, the heart shuts and the third eye shuts. If the heart shuts, you can't see through the third eye, and then the crown does that. So it's always, that's why the transition from 3D to 5D is always so. You have to really alchemize and balance it, because it takes practice. It takes practice.
Yeah. And that's what we're also working with so much, to let go of the fear.
Absolutely, yeah. Clear
from fear. Yeah, and from fear to love. That.
Yeah, exactly.
Again, we were talking about that last time, that to reprogram your solar plexus
33 times.
From fear to love, from fear to love. Yeah, let's say that again. Right? To use crystal.
Crystals,
here's my amethyst.
Oh, yeah.
My flame. Yeah. But
Yeah.
So we have one.
I'm gonna get mine.
Yeah. So that's something also that I learned from Tim Wilde. That was at the very beginning, because I was ready. I was like, actually I was open. Everything was like prepared for the ascension process, but I was like, I put myself like in a cardboard box because I was afraid. I was afraid of like the darker energies, and that had to do with spirit. So I was blocking everything, and then to let go of the fear. So the solar plexus is the chakra that's it's like the radar that's like, it used to be there to protect us, kind of scan for threats. So that's what it's used to doing in the 3D. But so then in 5D, we are going to let it scan for love, because whatever you search for, you look for, is what you're going to find.
What you're going to get.
What's going to come back to you. So we reprogram it to only search for love. Send out love and you'll receive love.
Yeah. So I've got my crystal. Yeah. So I think it's from
the Solar Plexus. Can't see it.
Can't see it.
Yeah.
I'll turn that down a little bit. I think you might be able to see it. So from fear to love, is it?
Yes.
Fear to love. So you're going, oh God, I think Tim had a bit of a worry about this as well. Because I can't remember which. Hold on. So we're going clockwise. From fear to love. From fear to love. Is it that way? Oh God.
Is it supposed to be clockwise though?
It's quite funny.
Yes. And then the thing is, which is clockwise for you, which is for the person watching, you know. Seems like it's like to watch. Yeah.
Yeah. So from fear to love, and you do it 33 times. So if we do it now, if you've got a crystal with you, grab a crystal and just hold it over your solar plexus now. And we're going to go from fear to love 33 times.
And then you should repeat this, but to make it into a habit. So also 33 days, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll just say that. I think it is.
Yeah, we're going to say that. 33 is such a magical number. So let's go with that. Like the Christ.
Yeah, Christ-like. Yeah. That's lovely. So we go 33. So from fear to love. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, someone's put right to left, which is what I'm doing.
Yes, me too.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18,
19,
20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25,
26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Oh, I feel it. I feel it so much above my head though.
Yeah, I can really feel that. I felt it more around like my neck, which is unusual. Sort of here. So around the ultra major, actually.
Oh yeah. Should we talk a little bit about the different like ascension symptoms, like where like problem areas maybe? Because the head we were talking about, when it feels like your head is spinning, that could be the crown often.
Yeah,
that crown chakra, the third eye, and then the altar major here, the base of the neck. The altar major is acting up a lot, I think, at the moment.
Or what, the back of the head?
Upgraded. It's really upgraded into 5D also.
Yeah, definitely.
So there could be headaches, like that you feel like you were saying vertigo, like that it's spinning, like lightheaded.
Yeah,
someone's
Tamara Anna has written in here, I've had the strangest palpitations a few years ago. I did ECGs, had countless doctors and even GP appointments. I was scared. alongside with vertigo and generally feeling unwell. I do hope this was all part of an ascension process, as medically I was and am well. Yes, it would have been lovely. I feel that would have been.
Yes.
But as we said before, just get checked out if you are worried. But actually, if you've come through the other side of that and you're not really experiencing as much, I was saying to Lovisa the other day, my ascension symptoms, I'm really quite lucky and not as intense as what they were. I think I've been really pulled through the mud quite a few times to clear, heal and align really as much as I can to be able to step into my role now as a teacher. But I think, yeah, you sound like you're going to be fine, Tamara. Yeah, most.
I had the ECG too, and like a 24-hour ECG. And
yeah.
So.
Yeah, so Mo's just said, for most of us, should we experience this phenomena walking, can we expect less severity in our physical body, and might it be more of a gentle process? I think it would be for most people.
I think so.
I just think.
So let me share that. And I have a friend who knows that. Yeah, that a walk-in will happen, and she said it was okay to share about this. And so the soul that is going to come in is like one of her main guides at the moment. She's like always with her with all the difficult things that she experiences. She's really supportive in guiding her. And also she told me that she has seen how it's going to happen, kind of. Yeah, so it sounds beautiful.
Well, there you go. I actually feel that for her as well.
Yeah, really I think it's going to be okay that I share like the image of it, that like that they're both in spirit, looking down at the physical body that my friend is in now, and then it's just the new soul is one enters instead, and she's just free to.
Oh my God!
So she watches it happen like that.
Oh my God!
Really beautiful.
So beautiful. Yeah. See, I think mine was really intense, extreme circumstances, and that's the other thing as well that we were going to share, wasn't it? About how everyone sort of sees you as very different afterwards.
Yeah.
And I am very, very different. Like I'm doing things that I would never have done. And I think that's hard for people to. So your friend, when that does happen, there will be a change in the personality. But it's in a really good way. It's not in a bad way. Oh, someone's just said, will everyone know if they are going to have a walk-in? So
I'm not sure. What do you feel?
Well, let me just tune in about that.
Yeah.
Bear with me one moment. Not in all cases, no. Because sometimes it has to happen. Because say if I'd have known that was going to happen to me, that would have scared me so much back then, because I didn't know a lot about it. So I think those that are not as fearful will be shown or told. But those who don't really know much about it and are really fearful probably won't know anything about it, because sometimes Source will not always share the finer details because of the fear and creating more discomfort. That makes sense for the person.
But something we were saying to remember is that it's because I also, like at the beginning, I was wondering, because I had very intense and a very intense awakening too, and I was afraid that I was going to have a walk-in, and I was like, no, I want to stay, I want to experience this, I want to be here when the golden age, when the golden age starts. Like, I don't want to be leaving. don't you know. But something to remember is that it's always going to be in our soul contract. Our soul will know and have agreed in these, our souls, so to speak, both the old soul and the new one coming in, that it's never going to be against the will of your soul, even if you're not aware of it.
Yeah, and that's the thing as well. And this is not the same for everyone as well, but I went through so much trauma like the early part of my life. It was just just awful, really. So I think it was just time. It was just time for that soul to go. So yeah, you can't really because now when I look back and I try and connect with who I was, that it's just not there. It's just not there. It's like I'm in the present moment and that's it. And it's quite an odd feeling. So yeah.
But I'm hearing that both people saying and what I also feel that it's going to be more common in the time to come. This happens, and I think it often will be not as much of a shock, or like there will be a smoother.
It'll be a smoother transition.
Yeah.
I'm getting the words under the law of grace, which is always a good one.
Yes.
It's done under the law of grace.
Yes. And one reason for it, I mean, let's say like for you, your old soul was really like done with, like, what didn't want to stay. It was like didn't want to stay in this dimension at all.
Not on any level. She had enough. I mean, I had a conversation. I'll read it out. Shall I read it out?
Yes. Do that.
I had a conversation with her today, actually, for the first time, because I haven't ever really connected in with her.
I asked you if you had.
You did, and then I got really emotional, and I had to go away and process it and come to terms with it, because you sort of grieve a little bit. So I will just say, I just put walk-in conversation with my old soul that walked out. And it says she said, I had enough. I couldn't continue. The suffering was too much, and I have left that plane of existence to co-create in another part of the universe, in a different galaxy altogether. So that was it was just sort of quite short, sharp, not sharp, but it was just quite straight to the point. And that she's very busy. So so I didn't want to take too much of her time up, actually. But it feels weird talking about it now, because I sort of she's so beautiful. That old soul is so beautiful, so gorgeous, and part of that does still live in me. But you know, like we said, the fragments just it goes. So yeah.
Because also then with I mean, this you're saying is like such a massive energy that came in, like huge soul, I want to say.
Massive.
Right. And very high frequency, and to be able to come into a grown up body and kind of start working almost. I mean, it is a transition period to get for the body and that soul to adjust to each other. But I mean, it's not the same as being born as a baby, you know, or coming to the womb being a baby and a whole childhood. So you can start working at a higher level so much faster. Right. So that's an important reason for it also.
So I remember sort of channeling and just giving guidance to people, and I already I can't remember what year it was, but I think it was quite soon after the walk-in. I saw what was going to happen. So I saw what's happening now back then. You know, I saw thousands and thousands of people with masks on, and I was like, what is this? And they just sort of gave me the information that there was going to be a lot of people that passed over, and it was going to, you know, and I was like, what is this? What is going to happen? So I thought it was going to be, well, I didn't really know what it was going to be. I just knew that something huge was on its way, that it was going to happen. And then I remember being sat in my back room, because my desk and everything used to be in the other room. And I remember being sat at the table and feeling extremely anxious, like to the point where the fear was so overwhelming. I was like, oh my God, what's going to happen? And then I started getting glimpses of that coming through. Does that make sense? And then all of a sudden it was all over the news, and I thought, okay, this is what I saw all those years ago. This is what I was talking about.
Do you feel that, was it like your fear, or was it the collective fear you were tapping into?
It was the energy dropping down into the physical, into the physical plane that I was feeling, the energy of that, because it will hold an energy. And it was just, when you start because obviously it is highly advanced what I do, and I don't mean this in a big-headed way at all, but it is highly advanced. So it is just being able just to tune into anything and get the truth. So you can sort of just gauge, giving messages for the highest good, channeling messages for the highest good to help people is what I'm trying to say. So I hope that makes sense.
Yeah,
all of that. So I just do you want me to read you out what
yes,
I
really do not understand how I'm going to see that. The comments are not showing for me.
So Mo has just said Tim Wilde was saying that many prominent world leaders will experience walk-ins which will affect decisions being made in a good way. It may bring about much needed changes going forwards. Wow. That's incredible, isn't it?
It's interesting. Yeah, I love it. It's because it's something we were talking about yesterday.
We didn't stop laughing because I just thought.
No, because the thing is also, because I also follow or listen to Amanda Ellis of Angelic Celestial Colors, and she was talking about walk-ins also last week, and her main guide is also Archangel Metatron, the same as for me, and he was telling her that, like, showing her the, how should I say, like comparing it to like when you transplant an organ, like an organ transplant, for example, a kidney or a heart, that the recipient can reject the new organ or the new soul.
Yeah.
So sometimes it may come in, but it doesn't last. So someone might start to act very differently and then go back to the old way if it doesn't, if it rejects this energy. This new consciousness, and also if it rejects it altogether, which was, I don't know if we should say this example we're laughing about, maybe not, but then, because this was about a world leader. The thing is that it was rejected, but instead then she got the, she was shown that it came into this world leader's child. So this is interesting because it will affect his family. It will affect him still.
Yeah, of course it will. Yeah, of course it will. Yeah, of course. And I actually, when I sort of had a little tune in, we both had a tune in, didn't we? We're like, that does resonate. That is really. So yeah, it's quite interesting how these things are.
That was interesting. I don't know if anyone else has mentioned it like that, but because that was an interesting way of showing it, in that it's limited time period when it can happen.
Yeah.
But with a transplant of an organ also. So if it doesn't work, if it's not allowed to come in and do this switch over, or is rejected, it will go into someone else.
Exactly. Yeah. Find a new host.
Yes, find a new host.
Mia says, Renee, are you having Kuan Yin energy with you? Yes, quite often. But like I said, as the prana, because the prana is so huge, it can bring in whoever needs to come in. So one day I might get Sekhmet. One day I might get Hathor, or I might get Goddess Isis. So it just depends. We're just bringing in the energies that need. We are channels for the light. So whatever needs to come through us will flow through us for the highest good of humanity, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to tune in just quickly. So I've got Goddess Isis with me this evening, which is quite a huge energy. I just got a palpitation in my heart then as well. So it's but again, the goddesses all integrate with each other anyway. because they all hold aspects of each other within each other. Does that make sense?
So beautiful.
They all merge.
So I'm feeling Freya, because I'm very close to Freya, the Norse goddess.
Yeah.
So I have my rune earrings. I don't know, this my camera is not good. But anyway, yeah.
So you've got Freya, but then so Goddess Isis can have aspects of I do believe Mother Mary in Atlantis. So it's all connected. Everything's all connected. So in this lifetime we're just like Renée and Lovisa.
Yeah.
But we've got large souls, sort of soul energy. So we're able to bring in those bigger energies.
That's one thing we wanted to say also, like the uniqueness of each and every one of us, and of you, like everyone, that we are unique. So because we were also saying like that, for example, I know several people that I know quite well who all have all kind of, I don't know what to say, the saying that they were an aspect of their soul. It's Pallas Athena.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, but how is that possible? But it's so I'm certain that it's true. And so we were saying that like that a soul is so huge that it's like different fragments coming into.
Yeah, definitely. So the fragments will live. Yeah, I just think
I think it's very hard to grasp the greatness of our souls. Like
we can go, I was such and such, or I was such and such, but actually, like Emily's just put in the comment, it's so intricate. It's so like we can't even know what that is, because it's so
the way it's like interwoven, like you're saying also, how we merge energies when we co-create, and when you've had that connection in one lifetime, then when you meet another aspect of that soul in this lifetime, you're going to feel that.
I will just say though, I have had a lifetime as Queen Guinevere.
Wow.
Yes, so you'll feel that in your heart now.
Oh yes.
And she was the Queen of Sovereignty, which I think is why that's what this soul holds, that energy.
So important right now, right? Our sovereignty.
Yeah, definitely. And that's really my
freedom.
And that's my job now, is to really help as many people step into their sovereignty as possible. It is about that for me. Activating and the same as you, activating and getting people just to really stand in their power, in all their glory and all of their light, and just shine it, just as brightly like a star that you can. So that's that I just wanted to share that just cropped up. They were like, Guinevere.
Oh my gosh, I can see it's already been an hour. We've been on for an hour. That is totally unbelievable. But we were going to say so many things. Do we have any questions more that you can see there?
Let's just have a little look. Oh, Mia says, okay, thank you. Somehow that came to my mind when I just saw you. Oh yeah, thank you. That's lovely. Well, she might be here. She's probably here. Yeah, they're probably all here, to be honest. They're probably all surrounding us, aren't they?
Yes.
So Desiree says, after my walking, I'm changed and much stronger, but sometimes I get like energetical residues come up from my former soul personality that seem to disturb my emotions and patterns. How to best work with that? Okay, so let me just have a little tune in about that. So you can actually ask those, if those parts are not serving, you can just ask for them just to leave with grace, ease and flow. So you can remember you are in your power, you are in your sovereignty, and whatever you ask for can be done. So if I had that happen to me, which it has a couple of times, I tend to just go straight into my Akashic records and clear it. So if you don't have the means of that, just ask Source to help clear that out. I think that might be.
I'm getting that if you suppress that emotion, it's going to be harder to, then it's going to be kind of kept within you instead. If you allow yourself to feel it and flow, then it can leave more easily.
Yeah, just ask for it to leave.
Because generally when we clear our old karma or whatever, that our wounds, that's how we block it, by not wanting to feel the pain. So once we allow it, and then it will leave.
It will leave. Oh, I've just got to laugh at what Desiree said. She says, "I've been looking for you, Guinevere." And she, well, lucky King Arthur.
Yeah.
And Nathalie, I think. What a beautiful name. I have a strong link to Joan of Arc and Ascended Master Sarah. How lovely. Oh, that's so nice. So I don't know if we're going to have time to go, or are you okay? Do you need to go?
No, I'm fine, because I did actually channel through a meditation or a visualization yesterday when I was going to tune in, and like I said, I had like major downloads. So that is these when we feel like that, to not think that we're actually sick, but to remember that it is that we're letting go of lower frequencies, and we're allowing in the newer, higher. We're embodying more and more of our soul, like we're saying, our higher self, and that it's okay, and to really to respect that the body needs time to integrate, it needs rest and so on, and that our physical body, if we have aches and pains, also that it's helping us release the lower frequencies.
Yeah, I've got some light language coming through.
Oh yay, yeah, please share it.
It's really powerful. So just bear with me 1 minute. And this is to activate sovereignty codes as well. So Mroiki si ayamati mokosho eki si ayamati shisiama mokosho eti aimariti ikishi si kiki shi e kishi iki shisi ima tumo okosho ako sumo okoto eshima ayaki.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. I think there's so much. Still, it's a lot of downloading for us, and I think for the people listening, tuning in, like it's like a constant flow through my feeling it on the top of my head, and like whoop.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it?
So yeah, let me see. I have this, and we were going to read this together.
Yeah.
Because let me just say some things that I wrote here. What can we use for support when we're feeling very affected? You know, because these awakening symptoms, ascension symptoms, they can be both physical, mental, emotional, like energetical. Like today, really, it was like the energy spinning that was making me, you know. And like I said, to allow yourself to rest, integrate, heal. I just wanted to go sleep. I actually slept until after 10 this morning. I went back to bed after my sons had gone to school. But really to eat well, like really take care of your physical vessel. You know, drink a lot of water, definitely. Yeah, and then do
just water with lemon in, actually.
Oh, that is so good. Lemon is so healing, so supportive. And to do call on your angels and guides. And the dragons want to come in as well. Dragons are okay. I'm sharing my dragon again.
Oh
yay! My Lyran.
It's gorgeous, isn't it, that one?
He's a gift of Isis, Isidore.
Ooh.
Yeah, and use the violet flame. Like this is really
powerful.
The violet flame and that it's always allowed to use the violet flame, because it's always working under grace, so you don't have to worry about it. Am I allowed to do this now? But for yourself, of course, you can always.
I'm constantly calling it in, and if I feel that the energy is, I call it into my house as well.
Yes, I mean, because even if you're in a public space or in someone's home, wherever you are, you can use the violet flame, because it always works under grace.
Yeah.
So then different versions of the violet flame too.
Yeah.
And crystals. Crystals are so supportive. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really interesting, because I've been looking at crystal grids quite a lot just recently. I work with crystal grids anyway, but I was thinking about getting a lovely crystal grid for protection for my home, which I do need.
Yeah.
So
yes, I have one that's up all the time.
Oh, do you?
Yes. Actually, I created one first. Then my 5-year-old is very much into crystals, so he's rearranged it. But he's like he goes into like, and that's the most amazing grid. It's just like a natural.
How old are your children?
He's still 5. He's going to be 6 in October.
Oh,
so bless. He's so and he's been like, since he was little, talking about. I asked him once when he was maybe 3, I guess. Just one morning, I was like, so he was talking about stars, and I was like, so I suddenly, like, my higher self stepped in, like, so which star are you from? And he just stopped doing whatever he was, jumping around, and he just looked at me. It's like, the blue star. Like, it was, and then he was like, oh, playing again, but it was, and I was like, the blue star. That was so strong that, like, his soul came right through. He knew. He knows exactly in there.
Oh, little baby boy.
Yeah. Then I was really getting, like, to ground deeply. That really helps when we get these strong, because we have to ground it in. Like we've been saying, we have to embody this.
Yeah, Ascension Chakra all the way.
Yeah. So working with Gaia, with Mother Earth, can be very helpful.
Definitely.
And she's the angel of planet Earth.
Yeah.
And the elements, the crystal kingdom, and like connecting with the heart of Gaia.
Yeah.
So like coming in like the loving mother. And so then when I was tuning in, she invited each and every one of us to really connect in with her, because she did invite us also individually to come to Earth at this time. So it's very calming and nourishing to connect in with her energy, just be held by her embrace.
Yeah, that's so beautiful.
So then I did feel like a cry from so many collectively, that many are struggling, and that it would be very helpful if we help you all connect in with your home star. Yeah. So that's when I channeled through this meditation that we're going to be reading together, because then I saw like a cord of light, like an umbilical cord, connecting each and every one of us with our home planet or star. So that's the place that our soul calls home, where our soul was first born.
Do you know what? I think we all need that. Do you know, I got into bed last night, and I will just show you.
Oh, yeah.
I took a bear to bed with me.
Oh.
He's lovely.
Beautiful.
It's the divine spirit of bear of 396 hertz, and it just holds the divine mother energy. So 396 hertz holds the energy of the divine mother. So I had him on one pillow last night, and I slept on the other side, but I felt so safe and held the whole night just with the frequency of that card. And so I feel like the energy of that 396 is actually in this as well. I feel like the divine mother's energy is really in this.
Yes.
In this meditation.
So if everyone wants to tune in, if you have a crystal, hold on to that or grab it.
Yeah.
And we will this meditation. So yeah, I'm gonna have a sip of water too. So if you close your eyes, breathe in deeply through your nose and out through your mouth. And once again, in through your nose and out through your mouth.
Focus your attention first on the ground beneath your feet. See, sense, feel your roots of light growing into the ground, going deep, connecting with the roots of plants and trees, with the crystals in the earth, with rocks, underground water reservoirs, further down into the center of earth, hollow earth, connecting with the heart of Gaia, feeling your heart beating together with hers as one heart. You are earth. You are ground.
And now turn your focus to your navel chakra, so at your belly button, your community chakra, connecting you with all the souls around you, people, animals, plants, nature, and with the soul family of the stars as well, with the oneness, with all that is. And from your navel chakra, you see a cord of light, like an umbilical cord, going up into the heavens. So follow this now.
When it reaches the end of the atmosphere, it continues out into space. Just flow along, knowing that you are safely anchored in the here on Earth by Lady Gaia, Mother Earth. With you, surrounding you, you have beautiful angels also keeping you perfectly safe.
You may be sensing now that you're approaching a planet or star. This is a place that your soul knows well, because this is where your soul stepped down in frequency to incarnate on Earth. This may be a star or planet that you know by name, such as Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, the Pleiades, Orion, Vega, or it may be one that you never heard of before. You just sense the connection. So rest in these supportive energies for a while. You may sense colors, the presence of guides or angels, soul family. This is deeply healing for you. Just rest and allow the connection to solidify.
Now you keep on flowing through the universe, the multiverse, and it goes very quickly. You may flow through other planets or stars that your soul holds important connections to. Feel the support, the balancing, the healing, the loving embrace of these energies. Feel the presence of the angels, dragons, unicorns, guides travelling alongside you, and just rest and allow this now for a little while.
And finally, ahead of you, you sense an energy that just lights you up completely. When you look around you at your own energy fields, you can see how you start to shine brighter and stronger than ever before. Feel this warmth and love filling you up more and more as you're now approaching your home star, where your mighty soul was once born. You may get a name for this place, or a symbol, a feeling. You may sense the presence of soul family, your monad, oversoul. You are home.
Allow your energy fields to merge completely with the energies of this celestial body now. Feel the love, feel the harmony. It infuses into all of your being. Feel the complete alignment of all of your chakras, your bodies, your fields, and breathe deeply. Relax, allow. You are whole. You are complete. You are divine perfection. Rest in this energy now for a short while before it is time to return back into your body on Earth.
And now it's time to follow your umbilical cord of light back down through the multiverse, through the heavens. Now that you have reconnected with your home star, know that the gateway that has been opened will remain so, and you can move back into this energy whenever you need to for balance, support, healing, and love.
You keep moving along your umbilical cord of light, moving back through all of these places that your soul knows so well, feeling the love and support from all of them. You are bringing back the wisdom and light codes that your soul holds in each one of them, back into your physical body here and now. They are all yours to use under grace as a walking master of earth in the new golden age.
You're now entering the Earth's atmosphere, still accompanied by many beautiful angels, dragons, unicorns, and masters that are all here to support you, to co-create with you for the new golden future. So knowing this, you're now following your umbilical cord of light back into your navel chakra.
Feel your body now, all of your chakras lit up and spinning in divine expansion. Breathe into your heart, long deep breaths, in through your nose and out through your mouth. Feel the ground beneath your feet, your roots of light going into the earth, and feel the embrace of Gaia holding you steady.
And start moving your hands and feet, wiggling your fingers and toes. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Welcome back. Yeah.
Gosh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. So nice. And something that we did say, now that people are coming back after this, we can share what I was getting. And I took a walk yesterday after channeling this in, and I was feeling that star that we're going to, it's because it's all like symbolical, like these visualizations, of course. So it's like, if you can imagine that we're saying how huge your soul is.
Yeah.
Actually, your soul is that star. If you think of it that way, then of course you're going to feel like you're being lit up and all and a whole, and you're going back into the wholeness of the star that you are. Right?
Definitely.
So beautiful.
That was absolutely gorgeous, wasn't it?
And we did say, or you were saying, that we can, like, if people want to share this with their child, because many children are struggling also in the current circumstances.
Yeah, I definitely feel it's the first thing that I went to yesterday, wasn't it? That I just feel that children need support at the moment. And so if the parents would like to read this out to their children, then it will hold support and it's supportive energies in the light codes for the children. Especially with sort of what's unfolding. We won't go into details, but I think
so. I can put the written version of this visualization in a comment here afterwards, and also on YouTube.
And I will share it as well on my Facebook page, my friend's page as well.
Yeah. So. Do you want to check once more if there's any question? I'm going to have to figure out how to see those comments.
Yeah, so okay, so is it now going on, some women renewing? Something has been happening to me, like the last 2 weeks. I don't know what to think about the symptoms. Oh, okay, so we would need probably a little bit more information about the symptoms, but we're happy to, if you want to reach out to either me or Lovisa, we're happy to help you in any way we can. So
I can say it is very intense at the moment.
Yeah,
it has been. I mean,
crazy, hasn't it?
Very, very strong energy. So so it's like it's intensifying for sure. But also to remember that if we're here now, we are here now. We, like, our guides and angels, our soul, they know that we can do this.
Yeah,
we can do this. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here. So even though it feels tough at times, also there's so much beauty, so much. It's so lovely, like reconnecting with you. Because this process, even though it's tough in many ways. It's like the most beautiful. Like I've had the hardest time of my life since I started waking up, but also the best.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
These amazing souls that I've connected with, and both in person, like in the flesh, and also it guides, you know, in spirit.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. And I think the same for me as well. Like it hasn't been easy, but I just don't have any words for how grateful I am for my life.
Yeah.
Like I'm just so happy to be alive and to be experiencing all of this beauty and just the miracles that happen every day, the synchronicities, and just I always go back to beauty, because I just see beauty in everything and in everyone. So I think we're so lucky, aren't we? We're so blessed.
Yeah.
And we are being looked after all the time. We must never forget that.
And that it really is a magical time to be alive.
Yeah, it really is.
Here now.
Very lucky.
Yeah, with this happening, because we are moving into the new golden age, whatever seems to be unfolding.
We are.
And in the 3D reality that we are.
Yeah, we're living
into
we're living and breathing it now, aren't we?
Yes.
We are
gold.
Yeah, we're the anchors of light for this new unfolding that's happening, and we're here to build a beautiful community of love for this planet, and that's it in a nutshell, isn't it? We're here to bring as much love to this planet as we possibly can, in whatever way it flows.
Yeah.
In whatever way it comes through, just be true to you, be authentic. Don't worry
Stay in love.
Yeah, stay in love.
Because we are the master manifestors. We will, what we focus on is what we will manifest in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Bring in. And it is just everything is flowing beautifully at the moment, I'm getting. So we're sort of on those beautiful waves on our surfboards, if you like. We've just got to ride it, you know. You just
got Poseidon here again on.
Yeah, ride the waves. And ride the waves, baby.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I like that they're all this. So like, especially Poseidon, with many Archangel Metatron too. They have so much, sense of humor, so much joy.
Yeah,
I love that.
They do. They do all the time, and especially when Aphrodite starts coming in, you're in for a treat. She's just really naughty, but she's lovely.
Yeah, that is nice.
She is lovely. Bless her heart.
So I think it's time to say goodbye. Thank you so much, Renée, for being my guest.
It's just been a beautiful evening.
It's been almost an hour and a half.
Okay.
Wow. But you can watch it, watch a little bit now, a little bit then.
Yeah.
But I've had a wonderful time.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And for everyone who's been watching live, and everyone who's going to be connecting in later.
Thank you all so much.
Yes, thank you. Bye.
Bye.